Getting clients by waiting for referrals, building up SEO, sending cold emails, making content on LinkedIn, opening up conversations manually is basically for the people that don't have the balls to grow their business fast. As horrible as that sounds, I'm going to show you why it's true. And I'm going to show you the real way that actual businesses go out there and get clients. So let's dig in. First things first, cold email, why does it suck? You have to firstly learn how to set up the system. There's a ton of tech stuff you've got to go and do. Then you've got to wait like 3 months for the tech system to actually warm up. You've got to buy like 30 domains. Then you have to go and send it for like a month straight just before you can see any kind of results or any kind of data. Then you got to keep filling it up with like 10,000 emails a month just to hopefully book like 10 calls. And before you know it, you wasted 4 months of your life sending a crap offer to people that just don't care about what it is you're selling. And it's taken you this much time to actually get that data back, meaning it's taken you 4 months to even understand whether or not your offer is good or not. Now, don't get me wrong, it works, but it's the dumb way of scaling. And it's for people that are usually beginners that have no money. Let's look at SEO. Really, I have one word here, AI. It shouldn't be taking you weeks anymore. And most of the time, if you're focused on SEO, that means you've got a huge website with all these different pages and all these different things going on. And usually these are the agencies and these are the businesses that make fuck all money anyway, because they actually don't understand the process of collecting leads, having an opt-in, having a simple funnel, moving them through a sales process, getting them to book a call, and then actually making money that way. So these businesses usually move way slower. Like my girlfriend used to work at agencies, and I spoke to her the other day. I was like, how much money was the agency that you was working at making per year? She's like, about 3 million. And these guys had like an office in the UK, this setup of a business, high-end enterprise clients, 35 team members. It's like, why would you optimize for making a business like this that was reliant on like SEO and this long-term growth when you can just go and build a business like this and you can get data and results way faster with a marketing system that's way better than SEO? Now remember, SEO works, but you can just go use AI for it now. It shouldn't be taking you long. And if you've got your funnel set up the right way, you don't really need it. And then you've got LinkedIn, and this is a favorite one of mine because everyone's like, oh, LinkedIn growth is the way to go. It's really not, because, well, you've got to go and post crap content, basically. Like you see these AI automation agencies just posting these crazy workflows of like make tutorials and stuff like that. And the only people looking at their content is other agencies that are trying to sell the make tutorials. And this is like what LinkedIn is. It's just like a cesspit of people just copying one another and making no money. That's a big claim. Yes, people are making money with LinkedIn, but hear me out. I tried it. I posted like 3 times a week for like 3 months and I got loads of followers, but I landed 0 clients from it. Because the problem is I could spend all this time posting, but then I had to go through and manually have like DM conversations with the people that were engaging with my posts. And I was like, well, why am I spending all this time on LinkedIn when I haven't got really anyone of any significance in the DMs and I've got to go and sell them anyway once they've seen my content and engaged with it? It's just pointless. Like barely anyone clicked through, barely anyone clicked a call, barely anyone actually showed a level of interest in what I was doing. It was mostly people just engaging with my content because they wanted to copy what I was doing. So again, crap, I don't like it. And then we have YouTube, and this one's going to be a controversial one, but I've been posting on YouTube for 4 years, and everyone watching this video is going to be like, the only reason you have any success in your business is because of YouTube. And no, I don't agree with you, and I'll show you why. The thing that I was doing for years was I was just posting content online on YouTube, trying to get to that 1 million view mark on my videos, right? I was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed over getting 1 million views because that would then mean I'll make $1 million, right? And I have to be very, very transparent. My YouTube channel over the last 4 years has probably generated me in the region of like $2.5 million just through the organic content in the different businesses that I run. But it also held me back for so many years. Our business was kind of stagnating between like 50 to 70K a month when I was posting on YouTube. And that was me posting like 3-4 times a week. And then I burnt out, it killed me, like my hairline's gone. It was terrible. It was like the worst thing ever. And what I slowly realized was, well, I'm gonna hit a cap because I can't post any more than 3 to 4 times per week. And if I'm only making this money through that, then I've obviously hit a roadblock with how much money I can make with YouTube. Now, don't get me wrong, I have friends that only use YouTube to generate leads and drive traffic, and they're making millions, like so much money through their organic traffic. But it depends on the niche and it depends on the offer you're selling. For me, I'm in the business space. So there's lots of other people talking about business. So one, I'm never going to get 1 million views. I'm never really going to escape this plateau because, well, I just don't want to spend more time posting. Then I'm just a full-time content creator and that's not what I want to be. So the way that I see YouTube is it's good for building trust. It's good for building up like a bank of videos, good for proof, and it is good for leads. But in my opinion, it shouldn't be the main thing. It should just support everything else that you do, because this is like the place that I can send people where they're like, oh, Liam's real. He's not some online Hawaiian kid living in Pakistan scamming people, right? So they can actually see my face. And hey, look, if you spoke to one of my sales team recently, nice to meet you. My name is Liam. We're looking forward to working with you. But when you have this full process around YouTube, you don't have to stress. You don't have to worry about it working constantly. There's an arm taking something from my desk. You don't have to stress. You don't have to worry about constantly posting on YouTube because, well, it takes off the pressure. And now my content gets way less views, but all I talk about is stuff that my clients actually care about. So then it just becomes a place I can just send people back to and build trust with them. So that brings me on to the greatest and the best way for you to be going out there and landing clients and building your business. And I'm sure you can guess what it is, because if you've been watching this channel for a while now, it's all I talk about. Ads. This is all you need to be doing, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, unlike cold email, ads allows you to get data faster than anything else. You could go and spend $100 today pushing a message out to the market, and within a day, you will hear back from the market whether it's shit or whether it's good. Ads is scalable. So unlike YouTube, I can go and put money into ads and not have to do more work. I just simply have to go and spend more. I had a call with a guy yesterday. He's got a multi-million-dollar business doing very, very well for himself. I'm like, how are you getting a lot of your work? He's like, oh, well, we get it through word of mouth in our local area and we get it through ads. And I was like, great. What ads are you running? He's like, Google ads. And I was like, how much are you spending? He's like, $5,000 a month. And I was like, and you're generating hundreds of thousands through $5K a month? And he's like, yes. I'm like, why are you not spending more? Why are we even on this call? Why are we having this discussion? Like, the simple thing with ads is you just go and spend more money on something that's working and you go and make more money. The other good thing about ads is it's actually pretty easy. Like, it looks complex and it looks scary, and I could sit here telling you that it's really difficult and you need to pay me to do it because you're never going to figure it out yourself, but you will. It's really, really easy. The AI behind Facebook now is so incredibly powerful that as long as you have a good offer, you have a good message, you have good creative, you're sending people to the right place into the right sales system, then it's actually really easy to run the ads. It really isn't that complex. It's something that you can go and watch a YouTube video on and pick up pretty quickly. We're also saving huge amounts of time. We're working on math rather than us having to guess and gamble and hope that me uploading 4 times a week on YouTube for 2 years is going to make me millions of dollars. I don't have to do that anymore because I know that the ads will. And it also removes me, right? So before, if it's just me reliant on creating YouTube videos or me posting on LinkedIn or me creating short form content or me setting up cold email or doing manual outreach in the DMs, it's really painful because I can never then step out of my business. It's just constantly reliant on my time and my energy, and then that then becomes non-scalable. So how can you actually get started with ads, and what do you actually need? Because I promise you now, most of you actually already have the budget for ads. You don't need 10K to get started, right? Like, let's say you started off with $2,500, and most of you watching this video should have $2,500 to invest into your business. Otherwise, this channel is probably not for you. Now, let's say it's going to cost you $200 to book a call using paid ads, and you're going to close 20% of the calls you have. That would mean that even on a 50% show rate, you are now landing clients for $2,000, right? That's the maths there. So it's costing you 2K to go out there and buy a client. But from a client, you make on average $12,000 across the year. So you're essentially now 10K in the green after advertising costs. And this is where most people mess up. They don't understand the maths of ads. They don't realize what they need to spend. So they go and spend $1,500. They don't land a client and they start freaking out. And they're like, oh, ads doesn't work. I've been scammed. Mark Zuckerberg has robbed me. And that's not the case. You need to figure out how much you're making over the lifetime of landing that client so you can then realize how much you can afford to actually go out there and spend to buy that client. Now, another thing with ads is, like I said, there's really 3 things you need to get right. It's your creative, it's your offer and your messaging, and it's also the funnel that you're sending people through. What I see a lot of the time is people setting up creative, they have like free ads, they go and spend money on it, it doesn't work, they say ads doesn't work. Or they have an offer, they go to the market, they literally tell the market what it is they're doing. They're like, we build brick walls. And it's like, no one cares about brick walls. Tell me why I should be interested in your brick walls over this guy's brick walls. So you need to get creative with the messaging. What system do you have with your brick walls? Why are you the best? What customer results have you got? Let's use that in the advertising rather than just black and white talking about what it is you sell. No one cares about that. So most of the time people don't have creative, they don't have the unique angle or the unique offer to take to the market. And then when it comes to their funnel, just like the SEO guy, they're sending people to a giant website that's just full of crap, loads of about us pages, loads of rubbish, no one cares about it. And in reality, they just need to be sending people through a really simple funnel where they collect lead information, they send them to a sales page, they take them to book a call, and then they sign them up because they've got a good funnel and a good system on the back end that is automated. Now, we build AI systems, so we have AI following up with all of our leads, managing all of our prospects, making sure that every single penny we spend on ads is looked after because we actually have a system that we send people through, and most people don't have that. And now, if you're sat there going, well, I have $2,500 to to invest into ads, and I like the idea of going out there and buying clients, then underneath this video is going to be a link and you can book in a call to speak with us, and I'll show you how it works and I'll show you how we can do it for you. Shameless plug. But if you still want to learn more, stick around. Let's say we're running ads here, right? And we've got free ads that are performing really well. We're moving people to the opt-in page. We're collecting leads here. We're moving them to our sales page. We're moving them to our call page, and then we're getting on a call with them and actually closing them. When you collect a lead, what happens to that lead? 9 times out of 10, a lot of people don't do anything with their leads. They write them off as dead after sending them like 2 or 3 follow-up emails or giving them a call once. But what you should be doing is you should be calling all your leads. You should be texting your leads. You should be sending emails to all of your leads and nurturing them. And then you should be educating them on what it is that you do and how it works and why you're the best. You need to be showing proof to them. And again, this is why YouTube's good, because I can then just send them YouTube videos. And when you're doing that, you're then sending all of these leads back into this sales page where they're then booking in a call. And when you get them on a call, again, you're educating, you're figuring out what pain they're in, you're closing the gap between them being in pain and actually getting the solution that they require and what they want. You're showing them what you do, and then you're selling them. Now, some people are going to sign up right away, some people aren't. And then in which case, if you have all of this in here as well, and you have the same process where you're calling people, sending SMS, sending emails, educating, giving proof, you then sign up more people. And on the front end of this is this ad system that every month you can up the spend by like 25% if it's working, which means you get a 25% growth on your business month on month, and it's predictable. So instead of you having to manage LinkedIn, SEO, hire an agency for cold email, cold outreach, bloody posting content on short form and long form, like forget all of it, just focus on a paid system so you can then really focus on the systems that are behind the scenes that are the most important things. If you just went and ran ads into this and you did nothing, chances are they're not going to work. And that's what most ad agencies are going to sell you. They're going to be like, yeah, we just run ads. But the reality is they need to be looking after the funnel. They need to be looking after that sales process. They need to be helping you book more calls by nurturing prospects. They need to be helping you build that system. They need to be helping you build the full funnel. It's always scary when I hear people say they've hired ad agencies that don't do anything other than run the ads, when in reality, they need to be doing the offer too. They need to be helping you position. They need to be helping with the creative. They need to be doing the funnel. They need to be doing the nurturing. They need to be handling that entire front end system for you, because that is how ads work. And if you compare that with any sort of cold outbound or cold outreach that you've been doing recently, there's not much structure there. I don't care what you say. You send a bunch of messages out. People give you positive responses. They book in for a call. They're not really integrated into the system because, well, your cold email system just runs on the front end of your business. You're having loads of random DMs on LinkedIn. No one's really clicking through. You got to chase them up manually. There's nothing automated. And in the world of AI and automation, it's just not the right way to run your business. Now, if you've stuck around this video for this long, I'm going to show you something secret. This is how we get every offer to work on paid ads. And look, it may not work the first time. It may not work the second time. It may not work the third time. But with ads, what do we get? We get data, meaning we can constantly improve stuff. So we build this feedback system with ads that we create, where we'll create, let's say, a bunch of ads here. We'll go and spend money on that, and we'll have 3 unique angles of what it is we're selling. We want to be different in the market. We want to stand out from the rest of the crowd. If I went to the market and said, hey, we'll run your ads for you, yeah, so will 101 other people. So we've got to go to the market and say, hey, this is a unique AI system that we have that makes paid ads work 5 times better. This is something that people haven't heard before. Well, they have heard it now because lots of people are copying, but you need to create unique angles. So we create 3 unique angles for our business, and it's all selling the same thing. It's the same outcome, but maybe one angle is going to be, kind of this mysterious system that no one's ever seen before. Maybe this one is going to be relying on just like the trust that we've built and the huge amount of case studies that we have. And maybe this one's going to be more reliant on like the science behind our methods. This could be 3 angles that you would go and test. And then you would go and test them, and what would happen is maybe one of these angles starts to work, and 2 out of 5 ads that you've created for that angle start to really pump, and these ones just don't work. So what we then do is maybe we've spent like $500, or I'd say more like $1,000 to be honest, on this test. We then take that winning angle, we take the winning ads, and we go back to the beginning and we create new ones that all look like the winning angle and the winning ads that we've already created. And then we come back to our 3 angles, we create 3 angles again, and it's just 3 unique angles of that winning ad. And then before you know it, you've then got 6 winning ads that you can just keep up and spend on, because they're booking your calls for $200. You're closing clients for $1,500, and you're now making money on autopilot because you just got to go and up your spend. I honestly can't make it any more simple than this. And after watching this video, the only reason why you would still spend all of your time and energy on cold email, SEO, all these outdated processes that just don't work the right way or are never ever going to take you towards actually building a proper scalable business is because either you have zero money, which is because you're spending all your energy and all your time the stupid way on going out there and getting clients, or you're scared because you've been burnt before and you don't know if it's going to work for you. And in which case, why did you get started in business in the first place? If you're not just going to take the leap and start trying new stuff, and if you're so scared of spending any money, then I don't know what to say to you. Welcome to the real world. I've lost plenty of money in business, and the only reason why I make any money is because I'm not scared of losing it to go out there and face failure, get slapped like a bitch in the face because I fucked something up or got something wrong. But this is where the biggest growth is. When you're scared of doing something, you take that leap into the unknown. You follow someone like myself who's just giving you the honest advice here, telling you how it works. I will continue to do it for free on YouTube. So over the next few months, promise me something. Promise me you'll watch the videos, take my advice on board, start actioning these things slowly, and I promise you now you will see results. In 2 months' time, come back to the comments, tell me if it's worked or not, and hopefully I've removed that scared side of you because you've now taken the leap into the unknown. You started making actual changes in your business, and you stopped being a little bitch. No, sorry, you're not a bitch. That was unfair. Get on with it. Go run some ads. Check this video out here. YouTube thinks you'll like it. See ya.